I have a little mini-series running on this channel which is dedicated to renamed stations on the Underground. I recently covered the Piccadilly line, but there was one aspect of the line that I kind of skipped over. Namely, the fact that several of the stations might have had quite different names in some alternative reality. In 1930, the Cockfosters extension was authorised. This was a scheme to extend the Piccadilly line from Finsbury Park to Cockfosters, relieving overcrowding at Finsbury Park and providing employment, as the Great Depression was starting to bite in Britain. There would be 8 new stations featuring the very best in modern architecture. The question was what to call them. Many of the places the lines would be serving weren't very developed in the early 1930s, so there wasn't necessarily an obvious thing to name the stations after. Therefore, in the planning stages, many of the stations had several suggested names. Finsbury Park was just fine, no need to fix what ain't broke. Manor House would take its name from a local pub, which is now sadly shut, but the building is very visible. At Turnpike Lane things were less certain. Consideration was given to 2 other names, North Haringey and Duckett's Green. Wood Green seems like a pretty obvious choice of name. It's in Wood Green. But what complicated matters was the fact that there was already a Wood Green station, and having been built in 1859, it had definitely got there first. In 1864 it had been renamed Wood Green Alexandra Park. In 1971 it became Wood Green again, and in 1982 it took its current name, Alexandra Palace. But we're skipping ahead there. So, to avoid confusion, even more confusion, London Underground considered the names Lordship Lane and, in what might possibly be a bit of a snipe at the railway station, Wood Green Central. These days it's a moot point, of course. That being said, Wood Green Central might have been complemented by Wood Green North. That was an alternative suggestion for Bounds Green. So too was Brownlow Road, and there was even a suggestion to omit it altogether to improve journey times, but that's a little off-topic. Arnos Grove opened in 1932 and was the terminus of the line for about 6 months. This time there were 4 possibilities for the name. As well as Arnos Grove, there was Arnos Park, Bowes Road and Southgate. Of course, it should not be confused with the actual Southgate station. Speaking of the actual Southgate, that could have been Southgate Central or Chase Side. Although it's outside the scope of this video, I guess I should perhaps mention the very brief period in 2018 when the station was renamed Gareth Southgate, in tribute to the eponymous manager of the England football team. Oakwood is complicated. The suggested names were Merry Hills, East Barnet, Enfield West and Oakwood. So naturally, Enfield West was chosen on opening in 1933. Over the years the name evolved, first to Enfield West Oakwood in 1934 and then to Oakwood in 1946. Personally, I like Merry Hills. And finally, Cockfosters itself might have been Trent Park or Cockfosters, with Cockfosters spelt as 2 words. So there you go, it just goes to show that planning a tube line isn't just about physical and technical considerations. Sometimes it's about the mot juste. Well, I hope you enjoyed this alternative tale from the tube. If you did, it would be jolly sweet of you to leave a like, and if you really liked it, to subscribe for more content on the tube. I'd be interested to hear your opinion on some of these names. Do you think the Underground lads got it right, or should they have chosen differently? Thanks as always to my donors on Ko-fi and Patreon. You are the Oakwood to my Merry Hills. And I will see you all again very soon. Cheerio.